Yuri Kuma is too real right now, dude. It's too real, Gao. It's too fucking real. The satire that is taking place, the depth that is coming to the surface in this series. There's so much behind this surface layer. The satire, the social commentary that's taking place, bro. Are you kidding me? The symbolism? KUNIHIKO is going in. I was waiting for the symbolism to start to piece together to an overarching kind of dialogue that's taking place beneath the surface. And even the surface layer of Yuri Kuma. Yeah, it's quite weird, Gao. It's quite weird. Shaba-da-doo. It's quite eccentric. But I love it. It's quirky. It's fun. It's entertaining. And when you peel that surface layer back, there's so much depth and so many things taking place underneath the surface here that it's incredible. It's going to be very underrated by the time this ends, honestly, by people not giving it a chance and not looking beneath the surface and looking into some things and clarifying everything with episode 3 from what I thought after my initial impressions and going in, looking some things, you know, online. Chibi's review goes very in-depth with some of the things that can be observed at this point, so you should definitely check out his episode 3 review. I'm not going to go as in-depth with it, but dude, I'm in love right now. I'm loving Yuri Kuma. I knew that it would be this way. I had the feeling in the first episode, and the second episode things started to come together, and now with this third episode, the invisible storm, dude, and everything like that, and some of the implications other people have come up with, like, I'm just like, yo, and I'm so interested to see where it's going to go. So first of all, the invisible storm, man. That's where I'm getting at with this satire and social commentary, because if you look at it, the exclusion ceremony and everything like that, clearly talking about and discussing problems within society itself, you know, gender stereotypes and norms being addressed with life, you know, brothers, you know, Shaba-da-doo, sexy and that shit, and then you have them acting as the arbiters over the Yuri girls, and, well, Yuri Bears, which is how the title, it's becoming more significant. Yeah, it applies to the surface layer, but it also applies to what's happening beneath the surface. The Yuri Bears, they're like arbitering basically everything, judging them. You know, it clearly references, in terms of the exclusion ceremony, the invisible storm, and that whole group playing on society and prejudice, gender stereotypes and norms, you know, personal prejudices and things of that nature. And I'm just like, yo, dude, like, clearly hinting at facts that happen in society every day, where if you go against the norms, if you go against tradition, if you go against anything, if you're different from the pack, you're excluded, there's prejudice, things of that nature, and just calling it out, and calling out how wrong it is. Then you have things, symbolism with the lilies playing into the whole Yuri aspect, everybody with Yuri in their names being bears, which clearly, if that holds true, which it seems as though it does, honestly, every single bear that we've seen thus far has Yuri in their name. That holds true. The principal that we get introduced to this episode, who was, you know, Kurea's best friend, mom's best friend, was a bear, and probably ate her in the same way that, you know, Ruru and Ginko are interested in Kurea. And that whole dynamic between the bear's attraction and the smell and things like that, just so much depth to everything going on. I can't even begin to get into it. I don't really want to, because I've just been pondering it for so long, and you know, reading some stuff and watching Chibi's review and stuff like that. Just watch Chibi's review if you want a more in-depth look at every single piece. But this episode, man, this episode of Yuri Kuma, I can see the KUNIHIKO fingerprints finally coming together and making something big underneath the surface here, and I'm really interested to see where it goes and how everything ties together in terms of these different symbols we have at play and the metaphors that are taking place because of them and the implications of all of that. So, just a really entertaining episode of Yuri Kuma, and a really, you know, provoking episode. I had to go back and look at certain things after realizing certain aspects of it. I'm like, yo, and I went back to the first couple episodes and looked at it, and I'm just like, yo, like, I knew it was there, I felt it, and I could see some signs of it, but I couldn't piece it all together. But with this invisible storm stuff that we got this episode, it was just a clear flag to me where I'm like, yo, okay, I see this going on. What else is fucking going on that I don't see going on right now? And I look into it, I'm just like, holy shit, man. Dude, Yuri Kuma, I'm hyped. I can't wait for next week's episode. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on this episode. Yeah, just give it a chance, man. Just peel through the surface layer, Gao, and you'll get to the depth, I guarantee you. Especially, you know, people that are familiar with Kunihiko's older works, like Penguin Drum, you're obviously not going to be fazed by the eccentricity of it, or Utena and things like that. You're not going to be fazed by the eccentricity of it. But, you know, even people with, you know, aversion because of the Yuri aspect, you're getting called out right here, bro. You're getting called out. You're getting called out. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. You see, me personally, I've said it in many of my reviews. People should know this about me right now. I hate prejudice. I do not discriminate against anybody for anything, for any reason. Like, I love everyone. So that's just me. But, you know, I love what's taking place here. I love what Kunihiko is doing here. So let me know your thoughts on this episode. Let me know your thoughts on Yuri Kuma as a whole. And, you know, definitely dive deep into the series. I'm out. Peace.